Hello students of ISC class 12th computer science, and as I told I will come, and sorry for delay, I'm here for you. And my whole day schedule was very busy. It's too busy. I just came back to home at 10 o'clock, about 10 o'clock. So whatever, now I'm going to make the video. I tried for more than half an hour to go live through YouTube, but some mistakes I think I'm doing. So sometimes audio is not going, sometimes video is not going. So many technical issues are there. So instead of wasting time there, I'm going to record this and I will upload. Okay. So in this video I am going to discuss few questions of as I told in one of my video that post your doubts and questions in comment section. So few students have posted their doubts and questions, and some questions I have collected through WhatsApp. Some students have sent me the questions and doubts through the WhatsApp also. So as for that, as much I can do, I have collected some question, and many students have requested to upload the video regarding output based questions. So that output based question I have already few questions I have already uploaded, and I will put the link of that videos. And here in this video, I will discuss two more questions of recursive function output based question. Okay, so here the first question we have uh, int toy int n, and the question is what will the function toy return when the value of n equal to 56? Okay, here so means when the function will be called first time, the value of n will be 56 means we will pass 56 to the function. This 56 will go to n, so the value of n will be what? 56. Okay. Now control will go inside the function. Now see this condition. This condition is false. N is 56 is less than 0. Condition is false. So you know this is ternary operator. This is question mark. This is colon. So let me remind you what is ternary operator. Ternary operator contains three operands that are expression 1, question mark, expression 2. This general syntax I am writing, and then colon, expression 3. Okay, expression 1 will always be a condition which result will be either true or false. If the result of expression 1 is true, whatever we have written after question mark, that will be evaluated. If the result of this expression 1 is false, then whatever we have written after colon will be evaluated. Either one. Okay, it depends on this condition. Okay, so this same thing will happen here too. Here question mark, if condition is true, the things written after question mark will be evaluated, and if the condition is false, so whatever written after colon, this colon will be evaluated. Okay, so let's see. Here I am calling the function toy n equal to 56. This working we have to show. It's compulsory. Don't forget to show the working also of the output based question. And we're calling the function toy and passing 56. As per the question, we're passing 56. This 56 will go to n. So the value of n will be 56. Now see this condition is false. This condition is false. So as I told, control will go after colon. So it will reach here. Okay. Here you can see this function is calling itself. It's a recursive function. So what should happen? N modulus 2. This I'm writing here as a working. N modulus 2 means 56 modulus 2 will be what? 6. When we module a number by 10, we get unit place digit. So 56 modulus 10. This 56, n is 56 modulus 10 will be 6. Plus, we are calling the function toy and passing n by 10. N by 10 means 56 by 10. When you divide a number by 10, unit place digit is removed. So 56 will be what? 5 only. So we have called the function. So for this function call, before adding this and returning to this function call, function will be called again. इससे पहले कि इन दोनों की वैल्यू ऐड होती और इस फंक्शन कॉल को रिटर्न होती, उससे पहले फंक्शन फिर से यहाँ से कॉल हो गया. Okay, so this function will be called again. So for this function call, addition of this and returning will be postponed. Before that, function will be called again. Okay, so try 5. We are calling the function again and passing 5 this time. This 5 will go to n. So the value of n will be what now? 5. Now this condition is again false. So control will go after colon. Now n modulus 10. 5 modulus 10 will be 5. Please remember this question: when we divide a smaller number by a greater number, quotient is 0 and remainder is the smaller one. This happens, please remember this calculation. In so many videos I have already taught this. So here 5 plus n modulus, this condition is false. So 5 modulus 10 will be 5 plus toy n by 10. N is what? 5. 5 by 10 will be 0. See the quotient. Quotient will be 0. We are calling the function toy and passing 0 as argument. So for this function, before adding this and returning, the function will be called again. इससे पहले कि 5 और टॉय 0 की वैल्यू ऐड होकर रिटर्न होती है इस फंक्शन कॉल को, उससे पहले ये फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया. So this time we are calling the function passing 0 to the function. So that 0 will come to n. So the value of n will be what? 0. Now this condition is true. Less than or equal to 0. The value of n is 0. So condition true. So what we have written after question mark, that will be evaluated. Here we have written 1. So the 1 will be returned. So for this last function call, we'll get what? 1 as a return. Okay, I hope the things are clear. The last function call was toy 0. So for this function call, this condition is true. So 1 will be returned. So this function call will get back 1. Okay, 1 will be returned to this function call. So this function call is completed. We called and control came back to this function call. So this function call is completed. Nothing is postponed for this function call, last function call. Then what happens? Control goes back to previous function calls in reverse order, and whatever the things postponed will be completed. So control will go back for this function call, last function call. So here try 5 for what was the postponed things? Addition of this and this and returning were postponed. So 5 and the result of this is what? 1. So 5 plus 1 will be 6 and return. So this function will get back what? 6. So completed. Okay. Now control will go back for this last function call. So for this function call also, this and this addition of these two and returning was postponed. So 6 plus 6 will be 12 and that will be returned to this function. So by this way, this function is returning 12. It will return 12 if n equal to 56. So this you will write as an answer, and this is the working. This is the working. It must be shown. Okay, if you will not show this, marks may be deducted by the board. Okay, so please don't forget to write the working and as well as answer. The answer of this will be 12. The answer of this question is what? 12. So in comment section, one student has posted this question and one student has answered this question. So answer was correct. I saw that. So, and this is the working I have explained here. Okay. Now coming to the next question, drawback of using recursive technique. Use recursive technique, recursive function takes more time than iteration. You must know we are comparing recursion with iteration. Okay, because recursive function is the alternate of iteration. Iteration means loops. Iteration statements means loops. Okay, so here what will happen? Drawback of recursive function, what? It takes more time to execute. Recursive function takes more time and recursive function occupies more memory space. These are the drawbacks. And what is the benefit of recursive function? Using recursive function, if you are using recursive function instead of iteration statement, the code means the size of the program, size of the code or size of the program, same thing, code and program same thing, will be reduced. साइज छोटी हो जाएगी, प्रोग्राम का साइज छोटी हो जाएगी, कोड की साइज छोटी हो जाएगी. ठीक है, so this is the drawback of recursive function, that it occupies more memory space and it takes more time for execution. Like that, benefit is what is only one benefit: the program size, the code size is reduced in if you're using recursive function. So please listen carefully what I said and be and don't be confused. Okay, now coming to the next question. See this next question, reduce the following. Reduce the following or simplify the following. Such question you may have. So, for such to solve such question, Boolean laws must be in the mind. Okay, so this I'm solving. See, f equal to, if you remember the Boolean laws only, then you can solve this question. Here I'm going to write here. See, f equal to, now first of all, we'll apply De Morgan's law on this. So A is outside, B plus C, then AB plus AC hold as bracket. Okay, then A, B plus C. Here apply the De Morgan's law. So it will be what? A, B dash dot A, C dash. Then equal to, okay, then equal to, here, this is the bracket. Now A is already there, B plus C in bracket A dash plus B dash, A dash plus B dash plus dot A dash plus C dash. Okay, then A, B plus C. Here, if we multiply both by using distributive law, A dash plus A dash C dash plus A dash B dash plus B dash C dash. Both brackets we are multiplying. You can uh, learn like this. So this is the situation here. Now A, B plus C. A dash dot A dash will be A dash plus A dash C dash plus A dash B dash plus B dash C dash. Okay. Then here I'm writing equal to A, B plus C. Here A dash plus A dash C dash will be A dash by absorption law. P plus P equal to P. So A plus A dash plus A dash C dash will be what? A dash plus A dash B dash plus B dash C dash. Okay, then A, B plus A dash B dash will be A dash by absorption law again. A dash plus B dash C dash. Now we cannot apply that absorption law further. So now we'll multiply it. A D plus C will be multiplied A dash C plus B dash C dash C. Okay. So C dash C will be 0. So this part will become 0. So what is left? This is B actually, B. And this is B. Okay. A, B plus A dash C. This will become 0. C dash will be 0. Dot B dash will also be 0. So here we have the situation. Now multiply A with AB plus A dash C. A dash C will be 0. A dash will be 0. So total 0. So AB. Finally, AB is the reduced expression of this question. So you can see if laws are not in mind, you cannot solve such questions. Okay, what is interface? Uh, students, there is some theory is there in inheritance chapter. So that theory, that definitions of important topics, I will upload the link of that in document form. I will try to upload and I will put in the description. Here also I will show you. So you can take a screenshot and you can go through that. Learn that definition. Few definitions are there. That definitions might be useful for you all. Okay. So students, I will try to put the link of the document, but here I'm going to show you that notes. Please take a screenshot and note it down somewhere and learn these definitions. Definitions in topic uh, There's some definitions: abstract function, abstract method, abstract uh, class, interface. So many definitions are there. So that definition I'm going to show you on the screen, and please take a screenshot and try to learn. If you have that notes already, no problem. But if you do not have, please go through that notes I'm going to show you now. You can take the screenshot of this. I'm holding down. Okay. Then now take the screenshot of this. Now take the screenshot of this. Okay, you have taken. Now take the screenshot of this. This much only. This is the program. The program I've already discussed through the video. So this part only up to final keyword. Use of final keyword up to this only. So take the screenshot of this. Now take the screenshot of this. Screenshot of this you can take now. Here abstract class, abstract methods, interface. Okay, these topics I have discussed in this. Actually, this is the notes made by my student, one of my student to whom I have taught in the school. She has sent it, so that I'm uploading directly because I had no time to write and type all these things. I have not made any note, so that's why I have asked her to take some writings. You try to understand the things are clear. If you try to, don't go through that extra notes, just read the definition, learn the definition will be useful for you. Okay. Okay, now at last take the insert of this. So student, learn that questions, that definitions you might have in the examination. Now next question. The following function numbers int and numbers one int are the part of a class, are part of subclass. Answer the question given below showing the dry run and working. You know, dry run or working is very important. You must have to show. See here, they had given, there are two functions. One function name is numbers. Another function name is numbers one. Two functions they had given. Okay. This is one function. This is another function. Two functions they have given. And the question is what? Question number one. The first function name is numbers. The second function name is numbers one. Okay. So here the question, what will the output of the function numbers in 10 when n equal to 5? Okay. First function number is, function name is numbers, and here it is given n equal to 5. Okay. So means n equal to 5 means if we are calling the function numbers, we are passing 5 as argument. Okay. First time. This 5 will go to n, so the value of n will be 5. Now this condition is false. Sorry, this condition is true. N equal to 5, this condition is true, so control will go inside the loop. Now see, this function has no return type. Such recursive function will not return a single value. It will return, it will print something. So in case if the recursive function is void type, it will produce some outputs. So in that case, we have to show the working. We have to show the working here, as well as working as well as output. Both we have to show. So this is the working we call the function numbers, and passing 5 as arguments, the value of n will be 5. This condition is true. So control will go inside the if block, and system dot out dot print. You can see it is not println, it is print. So system dot out dot print means n will be printed. The value of n is 5, so 5 will be printed in the same line and one space, and that the cursor will remain in the same line because of print. Okay, then control will move to the next line. Here you can see we are calling the function again, recursive function it is. So we are calling the function numbers and passing n minus 2, means we are calling the function again numbers. N minus 2, n is 5, so 5 minus 2 will be 3. So listen, for this function call, this previous function call, we call the function this n equal to 5 condition is true. This will be printed, and before reaching this line, इससे पहले कि कंट्रोल इस लाइन पे पहुंचता, n की वैल्यू फिर से प्रिंट होती, n की वैल्यू 5 थी, 5 फिर से प्रिंट होती, फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया, यहीं से फंक्शन कॉल हो गया. So for this previous function call, printing this line is postponed. ठीक है, उससे पहले फंक्शन कॉल हो गया, यहाँ से वापस कॉल हो गया, तो ये लाइन प्रिंट होना बाकी हो गया. मतलब दैट टाइम द वैल्यू ऑफ n वाज 5, that time the value of n was 5, so printing 5 will be postponed. Before that function will be called, and this time we are passing n minus 2, that is 3, so that 3 will go to n. So the value of n will be what now? 3. This condition is true. So again same thing will happen, system dot out dot print, the value of n will be printed in the same line and one space will be there. Then we are calling the function numbers n minus 2. N is 3, 3 minus 2 will be 1. So for this function call also same thing, printing this line, control yahin se call ho gaya na wapas, so this line will be postponed for each and every function call. So the value of n was 3, so printing 3 was postponed. Before that function will be called again. Okay, now we are calling the function passing n minus 2, means we are passing 1. This n will be 1 now. This condition is still true, 1 is greater than 0 condition is true, so 1 will be printed here. The value of n is 1 will be printed, and n minus 2 function will be called again. Okay, the function will be called again. So here, just a minute. Not too much hodgepodge is there. Okay, now function will be called again from here. So for this function call also, the same thing will be postponed. इससे पहले कंट्रोल यहाँ पहुँचता और n की वैल्यू प्रिंट होती है. What is the value of n? 1. The value of n is 1. So 1 प्रिंट होता है स्पेस के साथ, उससे पहले फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया. So for this function call also, printing this will be postponed. Before that function will be called again. We are calling the function again and we are passing numbers, and this time we are passing n minus 2, means 1 minus 2 will be minus 1. N is 1, so 1 minus 2 will be minus 1. We are calling the function. Function will be called from here itself. So printing n will be postponed for this function call also, means printing 1 will be postponed. Now we are calling the function passing n. N is minus 1 now. The value of n is what? Minus 1. So this condition is false. Minus 1 is less than 0, greater than 0 condition false. The condition false, so control will not go inside the if block, and from the closing it will come back to here. So for this last function call, nothing is postponed. Okay. So now a control will go back to the previous function call. As please remember, this function goes to the previous function calls in reverse order, and the postponed task is completed. So here for this function call, what was postponed? Printing this line, means printing 1 was left. So that will be printed in same line, because line we have not changed. Here also print. Now it will go for this previous function call. For this function call, printing n, only this line was postponed for each and every function call. So printing n, that time the value of n was 3. So for this function call, printing 3 was postponed. So 3 will be printed here. Now it will go for this last function, numbers 5. For this function call, the same line was postponed. Printing n means printing 5 was postponed, so 5 will be printed with a space. Okay, one space will be there also. So 5, 3, 1, 1 space, 1 space, 3 space, 5 space is the output. So working and output both we have to show. Its return type is not any, its return type is void here. It will not return a particular value. It will print some output. Just take care of this. So this is all about function numbers. Now the next function is numbers 1. Numbers 1. Okay. Int n. Numbers 1 int n. Here it is said what will the function numbers 1 int n return when n equal to 6. Now you can see this function is returning a value. String return type is there. So it will not produce any output, it will return some value. There are two types of question, recursive question. So please don't be confused. Two things are there. In one we are printing the output, and in one we are returning one value, whichever type it is. It is here it is string type. So first of all we are calling the function numbers 1, and it is given 5 6. Numbers 1 6. Function will be called, the value of n will be 6. This 6 will go to n will be 6. Condition, this condition is false. So control will go for return. Okay. For this, see here, numbers 1. For here you can see the function we have called again. So addition, concatenation of n space with this, and returning will be postponed before that function will be called again. इससे पहले कि इन तीनों की वैल्यू ज्वाइन हो जाती है, कॉन्कैटिनेट होके रिटर्न हो जाती है इस फंक्शन कॉल को, फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया. तो इस प्रीवियस फंक्शन कॉल के लिए इन तीनों का कॉन्कैटिनेट होना और रिटर्न होना पोस्टपोन हो गया, उससे पहले फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया. इस समय हम क्या पास कर रहे हैं, n-1. n-1 मीन्स 5. so numbers 1, n-1 is 5 plus what is the value of n? The value of n is 6. Initially it was 6, so 5 plus 6 plus a space is here. Okay, then so from here the function will be called again. इससे पहले कि इन तीनों की वैल्यू ज्वाइन होके रिटर्न होती है इसको, फंक्शन फिर से कॉल हो गया. फंक्शन यहाँ पे फिर से कॉल हो गया और क्या पास कर रहे हैं इस बार हम, 5 पास कर रहे हैं. n will be what, 5. The value of n will be what, 5. Condition false. So condition false, so control will go for this, and again function will be called again. So joining these two and returning will be postponed before that function will be called again. This time we are passing numbers 1. Numbers 1. n-1 means the value of n is 5, so n-1 will be 4. 4 plus n is what, 5 plus space. So adding all these thing and returning will be postponed before that function will be called again. Now we're passing 4 to the function, the value of n will be 4. So numbers 1, n-1 is what, 3 plus 4 plus space. Function will be called again. Now this time we are passing numbers. n-1 means n was 3, no, n was 3. So n-1 means 2. Then n is 3 this time plus space. Okay, then n again function will be called, n equal to 3. Now we are passing 2 as argument, n will be 2. This condition is false, so it will go for this. Then here I am writing working. It's going on, working is going on. Numbers 1. Okay, and now we are passing n-1 means 2 minus 1, that is 1, plus 2, n is 2 this time. The value of n is what, 2 plus space. Okay, now we are calling the function again. We are passing 1 this time, so the value of n will be 1. Now this condition is false, still false. Control will go for this. Then numbers n-1, n is what, 1, so n-1 will be 0 plus 1 plus space. This is the working. Now numbers 0, we are passing 0 to the function. The value of n will be 0. And now this condition is true. So condition is true, so this function will return a space. This function number 0, we have numbers 1, 0 we have called. We are passing 0 to the function, and this condition is true, so it will return a space. So here this function is getting back a space. space. We are getting space here. A space plus 1 plus a space will be concatenated. So for this function call, nothing is postponed. This function call is getting back and space. Now control will move to the previous function calls and the postponed task will be completed. So control will move to this function call. For this function call, addition of these three and returning was postponed. So that will be done here. Now numbers 0. For this we are getting a space. Numbers 1 0, numbers 1 0. For this we are getting what? Space. So space 1 space will be returned to the function. This previous function. Space 1 space. Okay, just a minute. Numbers numbers 1. Okay. For this function call, just a minute. Oh, okay. So space 1 space will be returned to this function call. Space 1 space. Okay. This function call is completed. Now control will go back to this function call. For this function call, addition of these two. So 1, 2 space, 1 space, 2 space. So here this function and that returning that the space 1 space, 2 space. Okay. Will now for this function call, same thing, addition of this and this and returning. So space 1 space 1. This is not minus 1, space 1. Okay. Then space 2, then space 3 space. Now for this function call, addition of these two, this and this, all these three, and returning will be postponed, so that will be completed. So space 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space. Okay. Now for this last function call, again, addition this and this. So 1 2 3 4 5 plus a space. So space 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5 plus 6. Okay. Now again, addition concatenation of this 6 and space will be returned finally. So this function will get back space 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5 space 6. Okay. Then space after 6 also is there. So this is the working, and finally this function will return space. It will return please don't forget to write like this: space 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5 and space 6 space. So one more question. I think the things are clear. So such functions you may have, many students have asked कि सर आउटपुट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन अपलोड करिए, तो ये क्वेश्चन मैंने अपलोड किया. अभी मैं बहुत ज़्यादा थक गया हूँ, नींद आ रही है मेरी बड़ी तेज. Still I think I have taught correctly. Still any doubt you can ask. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there was one more question ki what this function is doing. The second function numbers 1 is doing. So answer of this, it is printing from all the natural numbers from n to 1 to n. You can see here n is 6. In question n was given as 6. So from 1 to n, this function is printing all the numbers from 1 to n, and in string format. This you can answer what this function is doing apart from recursion. Recursion के अलावा function क्या कर रहा है? It is printing the natural numbers from 1 to n. Okay, in string format. So these questions I have collected and I have uploaded here. So if any doubt in these questions, you can ask through the comment section. Okay, so I'm going to upload this. Thank you, student, for watching this video.